Hello and welcome to this video on Bodhicaryavatara, chapter 7, verse 35. I will call up the text for you. Here we are. Guna mayarjaniyasya bhava swaparatmano tatraikaika gunabhyaso bhavet kalpanarnavairnava. Again, guna mayarjaniyasya bhava swaparatmano tatraikaika gunabhyaso bhavet kalparnavairnava. Guna is a quality. The usual meaning is a quality. Actually, the original meaning of guna means a string, as in the string of a bow or the string of a stringed instrument. It's the original meaning. And it came to mean also a quality, as in personal qualities. If you were nirguna, or a worthless person, a person without virtue, without quality, good qualities. Maybe the idea was the string, you can talk about a thread, a certain thread might run through something, a thread of virtue, a thread of vice. Possibly that was the idea behind this word guna coming to mean virtue or good quality. So guna mayarjaniyascha. What's gone wrong? So here we are. Arjati. It means to acquire. This is the gerundive, arjaniya. Just a verse or two ago we looked at the three forms of this gerundive, the future passive participle, something that needs to be done, ending in ya, ending in tavya, and ending in aniya. This is arjaniya, needing to be acquired. So arjaniya. And it's an adjective here, arjaniya, because it qualifies the guna, which is the masculine plural. Look at the sandhi here. The guna, singular, gunah, with visarga. So it would on its own be gunah, masculine, singular, but it's followed by a voiced consonant, m, and therefore the visarga disappears. Guna mayarjaniyascha. This would be arjaniyah. On its own would be arjaniyah, but because it's followed by a cha, the visarga becomes a sh. So arjaniyascha. And maya, instrumental, by me. So qualities, virtues, guna. Arjaniyah maya. These virtues must be acquired by me. Guna maya arjaniyascha. And virtues must be acquired by me. Bhava. This is the, where's my cursor gone? There we are. Bhava. Bahu. Very commonly, it means many or much. It can mean both singular and plural. Bahu is very frequently found as the first member of a compound. For example, bahushruta, much heard. Somebody who has heard much is one way of saying learned. But here it's used as an independent adjective in the plural, so bahu, plural, bahava. In fact, it's bahava guna, or bahavo guna, many virtues, which is just the adjective separated from its noun here. Virtues by me to be acquired, and many, meaning and many virtues have to be acquired by me. Swaparatmano, for myself and others, and this we have looked at in the previous verse, was in verse 33. Anyway, in that pair of verses 33 and 34, we've been through the complete explanation of swaparatmano, for myself and others. So tatraikaika gunabhyasu bhavet kalpanarnavairnava. So tatra, there, is tatra eka guna abhyasa. The abhyasa, the root is as, literally meaning to throw, not to be confused with the homonymous root, as meaning to be. This is the as, to throw. Abhi, on, becomes abhyas, literally to throw, to throw on top of something, and that gives the sense, or is the meaning, of practicing something. You're throwing on, you're doing it again and again. Just, the imagery is throwing on, heaping up. You're heaping up your effort, your study of it, and it makes the verbal noun abhyasa, meaning practice. Practice in the traditional sense of disciplined learning, doing it again and again, practicing it until you've got it. That's abhyasa. It also has the meaning of the acquisition by practice. So the tatra, there, meaning in this place, in this respect. Ekaika gunabhyaso. We've got eka, repeating meaning of each one, each single one. So the abhyasa, the acquisition, or the acquisition by practice. Ekaika guna, gunasya, of each single guna. So there, the one guna abhyasa, the one guna discipline, meaning the discipline of, or the achieved goal by discipline of eka guna, eka guna, of each single guna. Bhavet nava. I'll give you the text. So the tatra, I interpret that as meaning referring back to here, the task that's got to be done, that many guna, many qualities have got to be, many virtues have got to be acquired by me for myself and others. Tatra, there, and in that respect, the thing I've just mentioned, namely this obligation to acquire these numerous virtues and qualities, tatra, and even there, tatra ekaika gunabhyaso, the acquisition or the discipline of a single one virtue, nava bhavet. The va in this normally means or, but it can mean just an emphatic particle, or in a circumstance like this, it can mean perhaps, possibly. So what he's saying is that, and possibly even there, it might not happen. Tatra bhavet nava, or tatra Nava bhavet. That's the optative bhavet. So on this point we've just mentioned, the tatra, namely the gunamaya arjanyasya bhava swaparatmano, and even there, it might not happen. The acquisition, the disciplined acquisition of even one single virtue might not happen, nava bhavet, kalparnavair, in oceans of kalpas. That's the same oceans of kalpas that we saw in the previous verse, in verse 33. So I got to do all this work, I got to acquire all these virtues, but in this task, tatra, the abhyasa of ekaika guna, the abhyasa of even one single guna, nava bhavet, might not even happen, kalparnavair, in oceans of kalpas. And again, that's the instrumental that we discussed earlier, instrumental plural, meaning the time that it takes to do something. If you look down here, on its own without sandhi, it ends in the visarga, kalpa arnavai, but the I become the visarga becomes a r before this voiced consonant there. So kalparnavai nava becomes kalparnavair nava. So I will read this to you again. Guna mayarjaniyascha bhava swaparatmano tatraikaika gunabhyaso bhavet kalpanarnavair nava. I should mention, of course, that the na in ordinary prose and ordinary language comes before the verb na bhavet or nava bhavet, but it can be separated, as here, either for literary effect or because of the requirements of the meter. Though in fact it wouldn't have changed the meter here. Bhavet kalpanar navair nava nava bhavet kalpanar. No, it wouldn't have changed the meter. So just for poetic effect, we might not, even then, even with oceans of kalpas, it possibly might not happen. So don't take it for granted, it might not happen. So I'll read this through finally, once more. Guna mayarjaniyascha bhava swaparatmano tatraikaika gunabhyaso bhavet kalpanarnavair nava. And that's it for verse 35.